Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Rosetta Brody, and I am the host of this webinar today on forming your limited liability company, and also I am a small business consultant. So if you are hearing my voice today, that means you are ready to start your business, and I want to help you do that. Actually, this webinar is going to be about actually filling out your actual limited liability company registration forms, and that could be a different name depending on which state you're going to register your business in. Now, it can be um, that you're going to complete your um, articles of organization. It could be that you are going to complete your certification for registration. And again, it just depends on what is called based on the state that you desire to operate in. But the first thing I want to talk about is limited liability companies. What is it? A limited liability company, or LLC, and I'll call it LLC throughout of this presentation, is a business structure that is commonly used or selected by startups and small businesses. Um, Now, the LLC regulations and cost varies from state to state. So you're going to have different costs in terms of the particular forms that you're going to need to fill out to get your LLC to be legitimized or to be a legal operating business entity. Okay, so that cost is going to vary from state to state, and I do have a cost per state document that I'll share with you. And I can also email to you. Okay. Now, why businesses choose LLC structures is because number one is easy to form. You can actually look up that form on your state or your Secretary of State, Department, Secretary of State website. Uh, Actually, click on your limited liability company form. You'll see the cost there and what is required in terms of completing that form. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you can form an LLC with a single member or with many members. Okay, and the third reason why businesses choose or entrepreneurs or business owners choose the LLC business structure is because it has that pass-through taxation rule. So, which means you cannot be taxed as a business, but you can file your taxes as an individual. Okay, so that's what that means. Now, to form a limited liability company, just expect to pay a range from anywhere from $40 to $500, again, depending on the state in which you're going to form your LLC. Okay. Now, to operate as a legal and certified business, each business will need to complete an LLC form in regards to your state requirements. So you will have to complete an LLC form to actually, and it has to be completed, sent in, or submitted to your Department Secretary of State, and they would have to actually approve it before you become a legal business. Now, I know that I had someone pose a question to me about a federal employment ID number, which short is FEIN. Now, if you just have a FEIN for your business, you're not a certified business. Okay. So, but that was a question that was posed to me. So you will need to complete your limited liability company registration forms for your state. Okay. So, this webinar is particularly about those components of that form that you'll be completing. We're just going to take a look at the information that is most required on those forms, and it's going to be different information again in different states, but for the most part it's going to be pretty similar. So we're going to take a look at that particular components of that paperwork. Now, number one, the limited liability company name. I always advise uh, small business owners to select three names that you want your business to be, because 9 times out of 10, someone may have already thought of the name that you want to use. And always just make that selection as number one being your top priority, the second one just in case the first one is taken, and number three just in case the second one is taken, okay? And so what's going to happen is you're going to name your business, and I have an example here, Turning Point, okay? So once you enter your limited liability company name on your registration form, that's going to be the first thing that you do. Your actual business name is going to have have the LLC in it in some states, not in all states. But if it's asking you to enter the LLC, just remember you can do LLC or you can do Turning Point L.L.C. Okay. Let's move to number two. Now for number two, name and address of business members, organizers, or both. Now this is going to be the name of the business owners, okay? Whether you're a member, whether you're an organizer, or again, you can be both. Now I did an example here. I did Mary Smith, and I gave her an address, 3905 Bingham Circle, Unit 102. And I did a complete address, including city, state, and zip code, okay? And also remember to enter the county name, the county in which your business is being organized, okay? Now, once you enter your name as the business owner, you're gonna need to put if you're gonna be a member or organizer, okay? So behind your name should be member or organizer. If not, and you're gonna be both, you'll do member dash organizer, okay? And that's gonna be for each and every person that is a member or organizer of that business, okay? That's number two. Number three, your registered office, okay? Now this is just a street address. And so again, you're going to complete your street address with the city, state, and zip code, the county that you're going to operate in as well. And now your registered office is going to be the registered office for your business. Okay. All right. Let's move on to number four, your mailing address. Again, if it is different from the street address, remember to add the county. Also, this could be, where you receive mail. You may not receive mail at your registered address or your registered office, okay? If it's different from your street address, then you're gonna go ahead and enter your mailing address, okay? Because this is where you will receive your business mail, okay? Let's move on to number 5, okay? Number 5. Next, we have a registered agent. This is a business consultant, a member dash manager, or maybe an attorney, or just maybe someone that you select. Now, this is just an individual that's appointed to receive and send legal documents on the behalf of your company. So, if the Department of State or Secretary wants to contact you about something, email you about something, they may need some information back from you, this person will be the person that will actually receive that information and respond to the information that is needed, okay? Now, this, again, could be a business consultant, which you would have to probably pay a fee for. It could be a member dash manager or organizer, which means that can be the actual owner of the business. It can be an attorney. So that all will depend on you. And of course, attorneys do have attorney fees. Okay, number 6, principal office location. This principal office location means that it's a place where you actually have or you actually work, okay? Again, if this is applicable to you, you would need to enter a phone number for the business, a mailing address for the business, and the actual county for the business. And again, that'll be address including city, state, zip code, and county. Okay, that's your principal office. And so some people would like to know what is the difference between your principal office and your registered office. Well, your registered office could be in your home. That could be your registered office. And that could also be where you work, which is your principal office. So if you need to just enter your registered office, you can do that. You don't have to enter your principal office location if they are in fact the same place. And that's why I have if applicable on the on this presentation. Okay, so we're going to move to number 7. Number 7, they're going to have a part on the registration form that says other provisions. Now, the articles of organization or certification, and that name again varies depending on what state you are registering in or forming your business in, is going to include any other provision that is or may be included in an operating agreement. An operating agreement is a document that is established as to how your business is going to operate. If you have any additional questions about operating agreements, you can, I do have some contact information that I'm going to give you at the end of this presentation, and you can just email me and I can go ahead and answer any questions you may have about operating agreements. Okay, but this is just other provisions. Other provisions, again, may be different on the forms throughout the United States. But just read it thoroughly and make sure that if it's required, you go ahead and complete it. If not, and it's something that you don't have to do, or it just may be optional, that's something that you can skip. But it's also something that if you want to uh, enter an additional information in terms of other provisions as to how your business operate, then you are most definitely free to do that. Okay. Now we're on number 8, listing of company officials. Okay. And that's optional on some forms, again, depending on the form or the state that you are registering your business in. I did an example with my name, the president. I put that same address that I used earlier, including city, state, and zip code. So the listing of the company officials are going to be the actual um, officials or officers that actually work at the business. So you're going to have to enter their name and their title and then instead of putting their address personally, you're going to put the business address. Okay, so that's my example for number 8. For number 9, if your company have an email address, again, that's optional, but it could be necessary in the sense that you may receive information from the Department Secretary of State, and it would be very handy, if you're able to go ahead and get that information right then, and you're able to respond. So you'll go ahead and enter the email for your business. That's number 9. Number 10 is the effective date. What is the date that you want your business to be effective? Now, if you're going to actually add the date that you actually complete the form, and just for an example, if you completed the form May 25th, 2020, then you could put May 25th, 2020 on the actual form. However, sometimes the Department of Secretary of State, what they'll do is they will sometimes honor your effective date that you want it to be effective, but they'll also, if no date is specified, they're going to actually enter the effective date that they actually approve your articles or organization or certification. Okay. And so it could be that they may consider your date and they may not. And it may just be that once they approve it, that will be your effective date. Okay. And last but not least, you're going to have your signatures. So if your member or organizers or both, how many ever business partners you have or how many ever business owners that you have, they all will have to sign the actual form at the bottom. So in terms of signature, they'll have to print their name at the bottom and then they'll have to sign and sign with member dash organizer, just member, or just organizer. Okay. Now, once you have completed your limited liability company registration paperwork, you can submit those two ways. You can mail that in with your check to the Secretary of State. That website you would actually have to access for your state, so you can go on and actually look at what that mailing address is, so you can go ahead and get that sent back in. Okay. Then you have your online portal where you can make your payment online. Again, you would access the Secretary of State website, access the online portal. You can upload your documents there, and also you can make your payment. Okay. Now, to make a payment online, again, it's going to vary from state to state. In some states, there may be a processing fee, and then there may be an additional express fee. They do have that option. If you want your business approved in 2 to 3 business days, they will go ahead and process that within the 2 to 3 business days. However, you will have to pay an express fee. Okay, and again, that's dependent on the state. And that express fee can be upwards towards $200 plus your actual filing fee to file your registration forms. Okay, now this concludes my session for today. I just have a few takeaways to give you today. Remember to complete your form. That's your articles of organization and certification. This is a straightforward process. You're just going to follow each section until you complete it. Okay, now you're going to be able to access that form from your Department of Secretary of State in your particular state. Okay, and that's going to be the Limited Liability Company forms. Okay, next, once you complete your form, you can mail it in or you can upload that document to the online portal. And again, you can make payments through money order, or you can also make payments through the online portal. Okay, and the online portal takes credit or debit cards. Okay, now depending on the state you register in, it can usually take about 7 days to 14 business days to get approved if you mail in your application or your registration paperwork. Now, again, today, remember, they offer online submissions with a turnaround time from about, I want to say 5 to 7 business days, just depending on, because some states may be backlogged. Some states have a lot of small businesses that they need to, get certified. But the turnaround time for that online submission is at least 5 to 7 business days. Okay. Now, again, if you want to pay that express fee, that should be approved in 24 to 72 hours. Okay. And make sure that your check is completed based on the state address. Okay. So you need to look at that Department of State, Secretary of State website to see what that mailing address is and make sure that's correct. Okay. Now, I thank you for joining me today, and it was my pleasure to just kind of pass on that information to you that when you're forming your business, those are the things that you need to know. And again, the more you know, the more you grow. Now, if you have any questions about forming your business, please forward inquiries to my email address below. So you see my contact information at the bottom. And as a business owner, I know that it gets busy, and remembering to do these specific tasks can be overwhelming. I just want you to relax, because I do offer business registration packets for limited liability companies and for nonprofits. In addition, I do offer additional business services, as you will see here. And again, my contact information is here at the bottom. I do have a phone number you can contact me at, an email address, and also a website if you'd like to visit. That'll be www.rosettabrody.com. Okay. Now, I did say that I have some information to share with you. And let me see if I could just bring up this form for you. And this form is the actual amounts that you will pay per state. Okay, so let me see if I could bring that up for you so you can kind of take a look at it. And again, if you would like to receive this form, you can. Also, I can email that to you if you'd like. But this is the actual state form so that you can take a look at what that cost is. So give me one moment here. Okay, so this is the listings per state. Give me one moment, it's coming up here. Okay, so this is the listings per state. I have all states here. So again, if you are needing to get this document, just let me know. Shoot me an email. I'll be glad to send it to you. Also, you can text me and I could get that to you as well. But I'll just need for you to text me your email address, okay? All right. Again, I thank you for joining me today. This is all I have for you. I'll be back with a nonprofit video as well. So we'll go through the steps of filling out that information as well. Okay. And I thank you for joining me today.